career. Remember, after completing your degree, you should be in demand for trending and emerging job opportunities for your bright professional future. Right career, right place. The webinar series 2023.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
Confused?
What do you think a good university should have to give you lifelong learning experiences?
That's a good question.
A good university should have
worldwide recognition program,
innovative pedagogy and interdisciplinary teaching approach,
best-in-class faculties with industry exposure,
modern state-of-the-art infrastructure, advanced lab facilities,
and wide industrial exposure for outstanding placements.
Dayanand Sagar University, a beacon of inspiration, quality, and wisdom. With a legacy spanning over 6 decades, the university is known as the pride of South Bangalore. Consistently rated as one of the top 3 universities in Karnataka, Dayanand Sagar University inspires students with unique perspectives and knowledge. And now, to inspire thousands more, the university expands its in-demand programs to the Kudlu Gate City Innovation Campus. Equipped with world-class infrastructure, industry-driven innovation laboratories, on-campus medical facilities, and multifaceted faculties, creating a whole new world of possibilities for the brilliant minds in the heart of Bangalore city.
The best thing about this campus is that it is easily accessible. It only takes 45 minutes for me to reach here from Indranagar. Some of my friends come here from Hosur and Whitefield.
DSU City Innovation Campus is so well placed that everyone in the city would love to access it.
The City Innovation Campus now offers coveted programs in commerce, management, arts, design, humanities, computing applications, law, and basic and applied sciences to help students explore the unexplored and discover new possibilities.
This part of the city has always been missing a prestigious campus with these courses, but now with DSU this will be solved. DSU is the synonym of trust. The university employs industry experts and easily attracts national and international collaborations.
Due to its proximity to the IT hub of Bangalore, DSU is a hotbed for placements and industrial exposure, and also the preferred places for companies to set up the incubation centers.
experiential learning or practical learning is right at the forefront of things when it comes to student activities.
The relaxed and cohesive environment attained through an engaging, innovative, and industry-aligned curriculum, a technology-driven campus, and innovation laboratories ingrain confidence in students to grab exceptional career opportunities, exemplifying the university's position as a premium university in placements.
In summary, Dayanand Sagar University offers facilities for the overall development, and I request the students to come and explore the opportunities.
DSU persuades us to aim big and to live dreams, and dreams are the most powerful energy. The values instilled at DSU will stay with us forever, and this is how I discovered my career should be.
Come, be a part of this journey to etch the bright future of the next generation. Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
So we are good to go live?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Thank you. Hi and good afternoon to all of you. A warm welcome to all the aspirants, all the students who have been able to take out time and be available for this webinar on the topic BCom with Global Certifications, Unlocking High-Paying Job Roles. This is in continuation to our webinar series titled The Right Career, Right Place. There has been a lot of queries from students in terms of what kind of new programs are available. Though everything is available on website, but they would want to hear out the industry professionals. They would want to hear out the senior academicians to see what is it that is being available today in terms of the latest programs. What is it that the industry is demanding today? So here we are with our second webinar on the commerce and management topic. And today exclusively we are going to talk about BCom, where the title is The Changing Era, Global Certifications for Global Opportunities, BCom with Emerging Specializations. And this is under the Right Career, Right Place, the webinar series 2023 from Dayanand Sagar University. Yes, everybody today looks at good programs, good university. Commerce and management students look out for good campus life, good facilities that are to be made available to the students. And while all of this is going to be made available, the end result is jobs. Everybody wants to make sure that they stay in demand. And that's what we put it in our first video, that this is not a job that you're going to look forward for tomorrow. This is a job probably which you are trying to look after 3 years if you get a bachelor's degree, or maybe 4 years when you complete an honors degree with us. So here in today's webinar, we would be answering all of this. In today's market, the demand for commerce career options and commerce stream jobs is at an all-time high. Medical and engineering are no longer the only two job options for a secured and promising future. The field of commerce is widening every day, with new career options for commerce students flooding the market and shooting employment rates worldwide. Whether arts-oriented or science-oriented, even business venture has an aspect of commerce. Every business venture today has a deeper aspect of commerce, such as finance, HR, PR, marketing, and management. As a result, the demand for commerce-based jobs remains evergreen. If you are confused about your commerce career and remain unsure whether it will land you success or the fortune, you have come to the right place. We have got experts both from the industry and the academics for you today. So check them, check through them and find out the best interest for you. I take the opportunity of welcoming our distinguished speakers for today. I start by introducing our speaker number 1 for the day, Dr. K.N.B. Murthy, sir. Sir is the Professor for Computer Science Engineering as well as the Vice Chancellor at Dayanand Sagar University, Bangalore. Sir has been the former Vice Chancellor for PES University, Bangalore. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in Electrical Power Engineering and master's degree in Electrical Engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and a PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Sir has worked as a research specialist in parallel computing at New Mexico State University, US, and is currently a member of the Karnataka State Higher Education Council and the Academic Senate member of IIIT Dharwad. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Shinde.
Next, we have the speaker from the industry. I'd like to introduce Mr. Suresh Kumar Mani. He's a chartered accountant by profession. He's done his CA, CPA, BCom, and the diploma in IFRS. As his work experience is concerned, he's worked as the accounts director, APAC, with CG Systems International at Bangalore for 7 years. He's been the associate vice president with US taxation with 1 year of experience, focused on tax representation, training on US taxation and automation process. He's associated with Infosys Technologies Limited, Texas, US, as an assistant manager finance for 3 years, an assistant manager audit with Deloitte, senior executive of finance team with Tata Teleservices Limited, Bangalore. As far as the training experience goes, he's been training on individual US taxation and visiting faculty for US GAAP in Bangalore. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I also like to introduce Dr. Tupta Shankar. Dr. Tupta Shankar is the associate dean. He is a PhD from University of Mysore with 2 decades of corporate experience across multiple industries. His areas of research interest includes corporate social responsibility, entrepreneurship, marketing, and strategic management. Sir will cover the academic perspective of doing the BCom and the global certification program at DSU, as well as the campus life at DSU.
Thank you, sir.
Here we would like to commence the session and would like to invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to set the context and to share his views. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shinde. Good afternoon, co-panelists, Ms. Suresh Kumar Mani, Professor Tupta Shankar, Ms. Shinde, and his team members who organized this career info session. I'm extremely happy that Dayanand Sagar University has been organizing the career info sessions for students aspiring to study various programs of study. Whenever you embark on a program of study, it is necessary to know the various aspects and also be aware of what is expected to succeed in a program of study. I'm sure the experts would tell you more about the program of study, the BCom and the scope and opportunities. What I would do in the next few minutes is to give you an overview of what is expected, what is the scenario in education. I always start with a simple understanding of the education of the past, education of the present, and education of the future. Whenever we talk of education of the past, education of the past was focusing more on conceptual knowledge, basically the theoretical knowledge. That was the focus. Rest of the things were picked up on the job. The present day education focuses on conceptual knowledge and also the desired skills. Skill sets are also becoming important. Before one enters the job scenario, they need to have the skill components with them. Future of education is mostly requiring one more dimension or more component. That is nothing but the application mindset. In other words, apart from conceptual knowledge and the skills, you also need to have the ability to apply the conceptual knowledge to a new scenario or to solve a new problem. That is going to come by experience, because there's a ancient saying which indicates that the learning is not going to be complete in one angle. The learning is going to be complete in 4 different angles. The first angle is the classroom. Second angle is the self-study. The third angle is the discussions. The fourth angle is the practice. Therefore, practice, classroom, participation, all these things are required for getting learning to be complete or learning to be better. The other thing that you also need to understand, the future is going to be much different from what we have seen in the past. In terms of everything, the future of work is much different on account of the digital transformation that's happened. Digital transformation has disrupted the the future of work, the workplace, all the dimensions. Therefore, it is necessary for you to understand what exactly the future of work is all about. Future of work requires the knowledge of the multiple things or the multidisciplinary learning, because all the jobs of the future are multidisciplinary in nature. Therefore, you also need to learn something more than your commerce. Something apart from commerce is also going to become important in the years to come. For simple reasons, the jobs that you're going to do in the future are multidisciplinary in nature. And if you look at the scenario of commerce, my understanding of commerce education is all about the utility of place and the time for the goods. The goods are produced. How exactly you can utilize the time and the place is going to be critical. Mainly because the goods that are produced at one place are not used in the same place, they are being used elsewhere. Therefore, the goods have to be transported, have to be utilized. Therefore, it's nothing but the supply chain management which we talk about. The supply chain management is an area by itself. Second, whenever this is the scenario of utilizing the goods at a different place than the place which is produced, it requires lots of planning, lots of logistics, and lots of utilization or efficient utilization. The time and everything is going to come into play. Therefore, it's necessary for you to understand this quite well. The second thing, as far as the commerce education is concerned, or the commerce is concerned, you need to look at the survival of the business, the survival of the goods. You need to maintain the quality, etc. Second, you need to look at the profit that are being made, the quality of service, the customer satisfaction, the growth prospects of the goods, then market share of a particular company as far as the particular good is concerned. Then also the social responsibility. How exactly you are going to do the things, ensuring that the society stands to benefit from whatever is going to be done. So this is exactly what is to be understood whenever you get into the commerce education. The other thing also you need to understand is that because of the volatile and dynamic nature of the future, it requires some kind of self-reinvention. At all points of time, you need to do the self-check. Is exactly same as what a mobile phone does when you switch on the mobile phone. There's some kind of self-check that's being done, some tests that are being run to indicate that device is ready for operation. Similarly, a human being or a worker has to do the self-check to ensure that I have the requisite skills to go on and perform in an efficient way. I'm sure these are the kind of requirements of the future. Also, there are lots of newer skills to be learned, lots of newer techniques to be learned. And also, you need to understand how exactly the transition is happening in the market. The transition in the market that's happening right now is moving towards building an enterprise idea. Whenever when you graduate, you have to have an idea to start a small entity, to smaller enterprise. That is the kind of need now. Therefore, it's necessary for you to understand this quite well. Dayanand Sagar University is a university with a difference, which has understood all these dimensions quite well. He embedded everything into the curriculum so that the students who are passing out of the portals of this university will be able to confidently handle the future jobs, confidently perform in any given job scenario, in any given environment. Because Dayanand Sagar University has incorporated many components of the national education policy. National education policy provides flexibility. And the other thing that you also need to remember is that this university provides you an option to do a minor degree. Apart from commerce education, you can also do a minor degree in computer science, maybe a minor degree in law, maybe minor degree in design thinking, maybe minor degree in the aspect of administration or management. It's much easier, much flexible for you to decide what your passion is going to be. And it's also important for you to understand the significance of mathematics in every walk of life going forward. You might have thought you are done with the mathematics. Possibly newer dimensions are coming up now. The newer dimensions of mathematics gives you a lot more, I should say, lot more confidence in having the abilities to solve the problem, having the abilities for thinking in a different way. I think these are the kind of components which are coming in now. The mathematics becoming a significant going forward. Again, it's not necessary you must know, but if you have that, is an additional kind of thing that is going to give you the kind of standout feature when you graduate. I think I'll stop here, hand over to the experts to tell you more about the commerce education, the global certifications, the kind of opportunities, the kind of the environment that you're going to work in, and how exactly you can succeed. I'm sure each one of you are going to succeed in a very big way, because the opportunities are going to plenty in the future. What are the jobs that you have seen in the past, the jobs of the future are exponentially high. One prediction is that the job scenario will grow from 41 million today to 385 million in the next 10 years. 191 million in the next 5 years. Those are the kinds of jobs that are available. Every new technology coming in is creating newer job opportunities. For example, ChatGPT has started creating more jobs in that domain. If all that is required is start getting the hands-on on some of these skills and explore the opportunities that are available. I wish each one of you best of luck. And if you happen to choose Dayanand Sagar University, you are most welcome, and we will ensure that your future is very secure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the brief introduction to the students, especially the ones who are looking at commerce as their career. Thank you so much. We now like to invite Mr. Suresh Kumar Mani. Over to you, sir. I would like to hear the industry perspective from your side. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
Please let me know if the screen is visible, sir.
Oh, it's visible, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Shinde, for the wonderful introduction, and warm welcome to all of the wonderful students that we've got. The future of our country, the future of the accounting world is in your hands, people. And in fact, even before we start talking about the various opportunities from the industry perspectives, I would like to share my regards to Mr. Murthy sir and Mr. Shankar sir for sharing this webinar with me. Thank you for the opportunity, gentlemen. And it's always nice to connect with a university like the Dayanand Sagar University for a very simple reason. that they always think outside the box. They always keep themselves updated with what's happening in the current world, what's happening in the current situations, and they try to incorporate those requirements from the industry in their curriculum. In fact, when I visited the college a few years back, I was very impressed with the kind of curriculum they have, right? The various certifications programs they have and things like that. And in fact, Murthy sir also just told about various short certificates that you can do, like you can do on law, you can do it on computer science, and so on and so forth. It's amazing, right? Guys, I have 20 years of experience, and as a chartered accountant, I've seen various companies, I've seen various industries, I've seen various ups and downs, various recessions. And you see, ultimately what stands out is how you are able to evolve with these changes. In fact, I'll let you know one interesting current situation. My niece, she's doing her she after a 10th grade, 10th standard, asked me what she must be pursuing. In fact, she wants to become a pilot, and I'm a chartered accountant. Her brother is pursuing medicine. You know what I told her? I really like that you have something very unique idea. Please go for becoming a pilot, but before that, become a chartered accountant or become a certified public accountant or have an ACCA or a CMA. Once you complete one of these professional courses, you have that degree. Go ahead and start pursuing your dream of becoming a pilot. You know why I said this, people? It's very simple reason that, as I told you, I've seen multiple recessions, multiple ups and downs in economy. And many times people who are not having these kind of certifications, these kind of professional degrees, they are the one who are always challenged. They are the one who are always in trouble. In fact, there is a lot of study, a lot of reports that keeps coming, which says 2022 and 2023 could be a year of recession. And 2022, somehow we managed, but 2023, that is this year, could be a very tough year for many companies. And a lot of, you must be already seeing it on televisions, on various media, that a lot of banks in the US are in trouble. A lot of, companies, startups are not able to, really fund their operations. A lot of, companies are not able to continue their expansion plans. And many companies have started laying off their employees. I'm sure all of you must be noticing, watching, reading all this on various, media, right? But you tell me, should you really be concerned? Should you really be worried if you are going to be having one of these professional courses, whether it's CA or CPA or ACCA or CMA? If you ask me personally, boss, you know what? I'll definitely be worried. Definitely, it's not a joke that somebody loses a job just because he's a CA, CPA, or whatever. He can just come and start the practice overnight. But what will happen is the person who's having these professional degrees will not have that panic attack. Will not have that concern of, oh my God, what happened to me? How am I going to take care of my regular expenses? How am I going to manage my responsibilities, and so on and so forth? Ultimately, people, all of us do this. All of us are going to pursue these, courses. Only you all are attending this webinar for a very simple reason that you want to choose a program, you want to study, you want to become successful. And when I say successful, two things. Success first is, of course, money, because we all think money is the first thing that we want. Then success in the name of your name, your fame, and blah, 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 right? So money is quite important. So for that, you need to have a very concrete base, very concrete, very strong foundation, very strong degree to your name, which will always be supportive. And these, remember, unlike your other courses where, if you when I was a kid, when people used to say, what do you want to become? I used to always see people saying, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer, doctor. But not many were talking about becoming a accountant, chartered accountant, or getting into some kind of an audit and things like that. And today things are changing. The scale is just moving towards the commerce world, because you need people with numbers, with numerical knowledge, with numerical talents. So this is a context. In fact, I know I've got 20 minutes, but I told sir, I might take a few more minutes extra. So please excuse me, but I think it will be worth listening because of the kind of, topics that we're going to have. In fact, I would like to have this session interactive. If anybody has any questions, any doubts, you can either wait to the last section or just raise your hand. I have no problem. Now, coming to the very first basic thing, I would like to introduce or ask you all why you think there is going to be huge demand for finance. So I was talking about the job opportunities jumping by 191 million jobs going to be created. What does it mean? It means that there is going to be requirements. There are going to be lots and lots of openings for people like you and me. What I mean by that is, you see simple mathematics, guys. Again, you talk about India. India is a growing economy. We are the fifth largest economy in the world, and we are planning to be a $5 trillion economy in the next couple of years. And by 2027, 2020, another 5 years from now, the government has a plan to make India a $7 trillion economy. What do you mean by this? Okay, I don't understand economics, right? What do you mean by this? India wants to become a fifth largest, third largest, second largest economy in the world, and 5 trillion GDP, 7 trillion GDP. What does this mean? It simply means that the country will start producing so much of goods and services every year, so that they have the largest producers, and because of which the economy will be shown as the largest producer of goods and services. And when somebody is going to produce those goods and services, what does that mean? It means that they are going to have lots of productions, whether it's a goods or services. There's going to be a lot of productions within the boundaries of the country. And when you have to have lots of production, what does it mean? It means a lot of companies that will be established, or they will be growing, expanding. And you see, because India is a hub now with lots of talents like you, the lot of investments from foreign world is getting into India. A lot of companies are setting up their operations in India. A lot of companies are planning to expand their operations in India. And when this happens, when this kind of a growth is happening, when this kind of a new investments are happening, when these kind of expansions are happening, remember what comes next is the compliances. Government wants to ensure that everything that you're doing is correct. Everything that you're doing is in the best interest of my people. It is not, you pay the right amount of taxes. You pay the right amount of, compliances, import duties, export duties, income taxes, GST, audits. There are no misuse of funds. There are no malpractices, so on and so forth. So compliance is also relatively going to go up. So on one hand, we are going to see growth of the economy. That means a lot of companies are going to get started, a lot of companies are going to set up their operations, and many companies are going to even expand. That means they all need finance people to run the show. Definitely, they need lots and lots of finance professionals to be there. Remember, people, they don't want, I'm going to talk about my expectations as an industry expert. I have an opening in my company. What do I look at? What I need in that candidate, in that individual who's going to join in my team. I'll talk about that in some time. So coming back to this, along with the globalizations, there is going to be a compliances issues, which means India, not just in India, across the globe, compliance is becoming a very, very big challenge. Because you see, recently there was an incident about a month back, a bank called SVB Bank, Silicon Valley Bank in the US. It is the seventh largest bank in the US, which was shut down by the government overnight. On one Friday, they just come and say, we're shutting down this bank. They want to protect the interest of the public. Wow. Which means there is going to be also very important compliances that has to be taken care by us. So, which means they cannot do it. Companies cannot do it on their own. They're not experts. Engineers can only build systems. They can only build certain tools, processes, services. But people like you and me are the ones who are going to ensure we do everything correctly, rightly. Another reason why I think there is going to be a need for professionals is because of this. Sir talked about ChatGPT, right? I'm sure all of you must be already knowing about this various AIs, artificial intelligence tools that's available. In fact, one of the simple examples I can give you in case of AIs or MLs or bots is, those days we used to have a lot of bookkeeping activities, audits, taxations, tax return filing, compliances, reporting, so on and so forth in a very, very manual fashion, where we used to keep the ledgers manually. Or okay, even that is very old. from my days, in my days also, we used to maintain the systems. We used to have ERPs like Oracle, Tally, SAP. We used to use those systems. And what did they do? They just helped us to keep the system, softwares were used for producing my reports, my systems and all that. Wow. But now we are getting into the next level where we want to automate the processes, automate the systems so that human beings like us can actually focus on some more quality work. What this means for normal commerce graduates. I'm talking about normal commerce graduates, okay? Simple, guys. Bank reconciliation statement. What is bank reconciliation statement? In simple words, it's a statement that every company prepares to ensure that the balances are tying to the bank statements and the books. But there are other reasons also why that is prepared, like controls and all that. I'm not getting into that. Now, that was one of the most challenging activities that we used to do those days. So we said, oh, somebody was sitting and doing those bank reconciliation statements manually. But today, we don't want any human beings to do it. We have made systems where the systems are going to be connected with the bank, and the bank statements are going to be connected, automatically populated. They are linked in such a way that the reconciliation is done by the machines, by the computers on its own. Great, right? Wow, it is amazing that, we don't have to do this boring job. Okay, that's good. But when they say you don't have to do this job, then what will happen to your job? The BCom guy has lost his job. We don't need him. We don't need that fellow to do that job of, manually doing the bank reconciliation, because we have a system to take care of it. So what will happen to that person? He has to find something else where he can show that he can do something more, isn't it? So guys, what I'm trying to tell you is a normal BCom graduate or a commerce graduate may be finding it really difficult to find a better opportunities in that circumstances. But a chartered accountant or a certified public accountant or certified management accountant or any ACCA, any of these people will have no problem, because that is not the job they're going to do. They say, okay, don't worry. I'm going to worry about how do I be the person to implement the system? How do I be the person to try to automate other processes? How do I be the person to bring in more evolutions and, innovative solutions to my company's processes and things like that. So remember, I've just captured these three as the major reasons why somebody should consider doing some professional courses. I know it may be sounding very easy for me to talk, but people who are going to take up, they have to invest their time. They've got to be dedicated to do it. And I'm sure institutions like Dayanand Sagar will definitely ensure they get the best of the best faculties. They ensure that they will be able to impart the right training, handhold you, ensure that you're well prepared from the exam point of view. So guys, these are the programs, I'm just going to touch base. Like, I'm not going to talk detailed about what is CMA, what is CAP, ACCA. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I just want to tell you that there are global accounting programs. Other than in India, we have CA, ICSI, then you also have CWA. But you have global programs like ACCA, CPA, CMA. So if you see CMA, I do sessions, I get invited for various colleges as faculty to talk about this US GAAP, IFRS and all that. And I do take classes on these subjects. I love teaching, guys. I'll tell you why I like teaching in the end, if time permits. So these programs, why I say these are global accounting programs that you should consider as against the Indian programs. One simple reason I would say is that I would say two reasons. One, the pass percentages are much, much, much higher in these programs compared to the Indian programs. First reason. The second most important reason is they're easier to complete. For example, the Indian CA program runs for about 3 years, 4 years. You have different stages. You got to write you got different papers to write. And if you fail in one paper, you write all the papers in that group. So is my CSI, that is company secretary. So is the the CMA in India. They have the methodical where you have to clear the intermediate, then the finals, then go into the articleship and all that. It's kind of really challenging. And I'm not saying you should not do it. What I'm saying is, as compared to that, these programs have the benefit of just a very short duration course, and you have the flexibility of writing exams as and when you want. For example, CMA, guys, the US CMA by the IMA Institute, it's such a wonderful program that you just have to write 2 papers only, just 2 papers, only 2 papers, and you are called a you as CMA, you will be called CMA Suresh Kumar, CMA Mr. Murthy, CMA Shankar, CMA Shinde, or so on and so forth. Just two papers, people. Isn't it interesting? Just two papers. The best part of the CMA is you can write your exams even before you complete your commerce degree. Of course, you'll get the CMA's name, CMA certification only after you complete your BCom or whatever the commerce degree is. But you don't have to really wait. Once you get into this program of doing your BCom along with this integrated program of CMA, you're going to be coached on both BCom and the CMA subjects together. You don't have to really invest your time again. And you're going to be ready and give your exams before you complete your BCom. And boss, you know what? Step out of the college with 2 degrees, BCom and CMA. I have a lot of my students who have actually found a job just because they were doing CMA, just because they have completed CMA before their BCom degree. And some of them are clearing their exams in May. Okay, this May, they are completing their BCom, but they already completed the CMA last 6 months back, 1 year back, and they just BCom they don't complete. They're completing it this May, but last year itself they completed CMA, and they're just walking out of their college world into the corporate world. And corporates like Deloitte, EY, Capgemini, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo. These are the kind of companies that I'm referring, which are given opportunities to these students. And CPA, we've got just 4 papers. And again, the beauty of CMA, CPA, and other programs is you can choose which paper you want to write. Like, for example, CPA has got 4 papers. You can choose, I will write the paper of auditing first. Then say, I want to write the regulation next. Then I want to write business as third. Last, I want to take finance. But somebody says, no, I want to write finance first. It's at your wish. You can choose finance as the first paper that you want to give. You can choose auditing to be the last paper that you want to write, or you can choose auditing as a second paper, third paper. It's at your flexibility, people. That's the beauty of these programs, which is highly recommended, given that it gives you that opportunity of being flexible, focus on one subject at a time, take 2 months, study the 2 papers, 1 paper, complete it, then go to the next 2 months, focus on the next paper. Literally, when I was in the US, I took just 8 months, literally 8 months to complete my CPA. I mean it. It just takes so much of time only, and I became a certified it's not professional accountant, my bad. It's public accountant. It's a PCPA is public accountant, not professional accountant. Yes, I became a US CPA just with 8 months. So I want you all to please remember these are the things that you're going to have. And let me not talk more about the CMA and all that, but if you see the objective, the purpose, and maybe I'll come to that in a minute when I'm talking about what I'm going to look at when I'm going to recruit my person. I want you all to please keep these 5 points in mind. What is the mantra for your success? Okay, you become a CPA or a ACCA or CMA. What is that you need to have? In addition to your technical knowledge, which you're going to get from this, you need to be really good in your communication base. If you see, I'm not saying you need to be extraordinarily good in becoming a employable person. No, what you need is you need to have a good amount of communication skills so that you can articulate what you want and just get elevated to the different levels. Then you got to have the ability to work as a team member. That's another important point. That is something I'm seeing as a problem today in this generation, honestly. So you guys have to build that attitude of just not working in silos, but be a team player. Then very important thing is the excellent analytical skills and the mathematical skills. So I was talking about how maths is becoming very, very important in this world, right? Yes, you got to have that out of the box thinking abilities. And next, the 4th quality that I would say is the sound business knowledge. Whichever company that you work for, understand what the company is doing, what is the product they are building, what are the services they're offering, what are the different solutions they have. Understand the business. That way you can actually help yourself and the company to redesign the process, make things better. And finally, you got to have accuracy and an eye for the detail. Now, let me give you the list of career choices that you have. I'm sure many of you will be thinking, oh, after I become a CMA, CPA, ACCA, or any of these courses, I'm going to be only an accountant or an auditor. But sorry, there are a whole lot of things that you can do. And I know many of my friends who have done many things. I'll give you an example of one of my good friends who lives in Singapore and works for Apple. We both worked together in Infosys, and he was given a choice to become a consultant, IT consultant, SAP consultant. So he shifted his gear from finance, he moved out and got into this IT consultation. And once he got into this IT consultation or SAP consultation, man, believe me or not, he was in India only for about a year or two, and then he was deployed by Infosys in countries like UK. He was in London for many years. Then he was deployed in US for many years. Then to Italy or France. Then he went to Australia for some time. Then finally settled down now in Singapore. In last 20 years is what is happening. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I should have also taken it, right? Yes, he's a chartered accountant, not an IT guy, but he's involved. He's being considered in these, in this consultation world. What I mean to say is you need to have that knowledge as a finance professional, but that technical knowledge. You go as a BCom guy and say, oh, I'm a BCom guy, I would like to do a SAP consultation, Oracle consultation. Sorry, it's kind of hard. Why it is hard? Because of a very simple reason, that you need to have the IQ or a technically, you got to have the knowledge, guys. I would always say BCom as normal MBBS doctors and surgeons as our professionals. For example, you have a fever, we just walk into a clinic and say, doctor, I've got a fever, not sure what's happening. You go, he will give you some medicine, some Crocin, Colgin, right? And what will you do? After 2 days, you come back and meet me. And again, after 2-3 days, your fever doesn't come down, then he's going to give you some test, and he sees, oh my God, you may have a heart problem, or you may have a problem in your brain, you may have a problem in XYZ locations, right? Then you say, you know what, I can't do it this beyond this. I can only tell you there could be a problem. You now go to a specialist. Then you go to the specialist, and the specialist is the one who's going to say, this is what has happened to you. This is what the solution is. This is going to be the case. And if you don't fix it, this is what will happen, right? And that specialist is you. Once you complete your professional degrees, you will be the specialist. You will be the specialist. Anybody can can just open the practice and do the tax consultation work, but only a professional knows what kind of repercussions a decision can have on the company from different angles. So this is the various choices that you have. You can start out with accounting, bookkeeping, normal bookkeeping, be a proper finance person, or you can get into auditing. There are a lot of questions which I have always seen from the students. Sir, you're talking about US programs, UK program, outside of India programs. Do you think I'll have opportunities in any of these things in India? Believe me or not, the answer is yes. I told you, right? Many of my students have got their jobs in various companies like JP Morgan, Deloitte, KPMG, EY and all, right? They all are going to be based in Bangalore or Calcutta, Hyderabad, Pune and all that. Yes. And in fact, if anybody is really willing to or planning to relocate, go out of India, work in countries like Dubai or any European countries, Australia, Canada and all that, yes, again, there are a plethora of opportunities because ACCA is globally recognized program, CMA is globally recognized program, CPA is a globally recognized program. In fact, I actually came back from Australia today morning, and I know Australia's got as opening is requiring lots and lots of finance people. They say, guys, come over to become a permanent resident. I'll give you a citizenship in Australia if you are just a CPA or a CMA. Why? Because the country wants to grow. For that, they need talents like you to be there. And I know Dubai, for example, recently, last year, they introduced that they want to even introduce income tax in Dubai. That is one country or one of the countries which was not having any income taxes, but they are now going to introduce corporate taxes from next year. And they did not have any sales tax or GST, but now they have a GST or a VAT, which they introduced about 3-4 years back. And because of which, what's happening? Lots of demand for CMAs. Because CMA is quite easy, just 2 papers within 3 months, 6 months, you can write your exams and you're good to be called a CMA and get a job, lucrative job. So point is, yes, you can get opportunities in India also. So I'm not going to really talk about each of these things. In fact, that's what my slide is all about. I'm going to talk about what you can do in any of these things. But what I will do is, instead of going through all this, I'll just give you a couple of points on all these things. For example, auditing and accounting, what can you do? Simple, any finance person who's recruited is basically expected to be a knowledgeable person who can just do the bookkeeping, maintain the transactions in ERPs. Yes, that's one thing that will continue. Remember, not everybody is going to get into bots. Not everybody is going to get into AIs, machine learnings, or very sophisticated. There are companies, startup companies, which will still need the people who can maintain the books. And auditing is going to be evergreen, people. I'm being very honest. Auditing is, there is huge shortage of talents in the audit world. And in fact, in India, a lot of CA firms are recruiting these CMAs and all these professionals because they need people to go and do these audits for their clients. Then there is a tax advisory service. When I say tax advisory services, it is not just, don't think of only income tax. It includes income taxes. Under income tax, it can be individual taxations or corporate taxes. Under corporate taxes, it can be a simple thing like filing of tax returns, or it could be tax representations, or it could be tax planning, or it could be transfer pricing, it could be negotiations with the government or with the income tax, making representations on those matters, so on and so forth. It's a huge area. Likewise, under individual taxation also, whether it's going to be expats individual taxation, somebody who comes from US, for example, to India, lives here for a long time, he has to file a tax return in India, so you can help them in this. The question may come, sir, do you think I'll be knowledgeable, I'll be able to do it? Yes, you are going. Remember one thing, people, I did my CA first, then I went to do my CPA, then I did my diploma in IFRS and all that. Remember, and I teach ACCA. I'm not an ACCA, but I can take subjects, I can take covers, topics on ACCA. Why? It's same thing, guys. It's a universal language, debit, credit. You don't have to really be a degree holder to do that particular job. As long as you have done one of these professional courses, it gives you that strength to get into any of these things. Likewise, coming to the financial services or banking and insurance, I'll just cover these three together. It simply means you have to have the technical knowledge to run the program. Like I was meeting my bankers, okay, in Australia, in Brisbane, and there we were talking about the various forward contracts, hedging tools, the various ways by which we can invest in money market and all that. Oh, what does this mean? All these can be one of the areas that technical people like you, like once you become an expert in that particular area, you can start doing it. Under banking, again, you've got various areas. You got HNIs, you got retail banking, you got commercial bankings. You got, again, under commercial banking, you got small clientele, or or SMEs, or large corporates and all that. And everybody has got the uniqueness. And we talk like as a company in India, we export a lot of services to our companies in different parts of the world. So when we get the money, we have compliance to take care. Like Reserve Bank of India needs to be informed about the money that we get. And whenever we have challenges, we work with the bank. And banker is the one who's authorized by the RBI to do this. So when I work with the banker, he says, okay, sir, you know what? Don't think I can approve this without the approval of RBI, because it is beyond my authorized or permitted work. Or, yes, sir, I can do it, but I need you to give me these XYZ documents. And who does it? Who tells me all these things? A chartered accountant, or a ACCA, or a qualified person who's sitting from the bank side, who interprets these regulations, who ensures that these are thoroughly followed and complied. Only after that, he allows us to move forward. So I mean, there is not just your accounting on taxation, you have opportunities in these. Likewise, insurance services, guys, oh my God, I can always talk, I can go and keep talking about insurance at length. So as a company, you're going to be having an insurance for your employees, for your company assets, for your company's, employees' health, life, and things like that. There are a lot of other insurance also, like loss insurance, marine insurance, all that, right? But there, what is your role as a finance person? I don't think I'll have a BCom graduate sitting in my meeting with the insurance guy, but I'll have a guy who's qualified, who can understand what we are trying to do, who's going to understand and say, okay, the interpretation is wrong, the amount of coverage is insufficient, or the money that we have to pay as a premium for the coverage is too less, too high, and he will be able to understand that. There are a lot of calculations that goes behind it, which you get out of experience and by the help of your technical knowledge. So likewise, guys, you can work as actuaries and evaluators. You can work in government organizations. Yes, I'll tell you what, people may think. I know one of my, I don't want to name one of the big four auditors employee. He said he's a CA and a CPA, and he said he wants to quit. We said, why are you quitting such a big brand? He said, no, sir, I want to go back to my state and I want to work as an employee of the state. We said, why? So they recruit CPAs and the chartered accountants. I just want to go there and some salary, sir. I'll be an IRS member now. I will be questioning the companies on these matters. Wow, you see, that's a real reality, guys. You get opportunities there also. Now, coming to these things, people may be thinking, what is the HR professional going to do? What is this HR professional going to do? When I say HR professional, let me tell you, with this qualification of either ACCA or CMA, CPA, CA, whatever it is, you can be anything. You can not only be a finance person or an auditor or tax consultant, you can also be an HR person, which means you can be the human resource head. You can talk to the employees, articulate the policies. Why? You are also an employee, you understand what you want, what the employees want, plus you also have the knowledge of the legal matters, you also have the knowledge of the tax matters, you also have the knowledge of the accounting, budgets, forecast, etc., etc. So you're the right best person that I can think of to play this role. See, HR, generally they say you need to have that fluency in talking, but other than that, do you need anything else? Yes, you need to have the business knowledge, which you get over a period of time in the industry. And if you're having this accounting knowledge, professional knowledge, it will be a great blessings for you to handle this job. Then when it comes to finance professional, what is the difference with this and this? When I say finance professionals, I simply mean to say that once you have joined a company, I'm sure all of you will join as an executive, right? At the low level, an accountant, executives. But after a couple of years, you get promoted as senior executive. Then 5 years, 6 years, manager. Then another 7, 8 years, senior manager. Then the director, then the AVP, then the CEO, CFO, CEO, right? So to become that, you will, Sir said, right? One of the 4 angles Sir was talking about is the experience, the 4th angle. Yes, as you become more and more experienced, which comes out of your ability of working in different industries and all that, after a point, you'll become the head of the corporate. You can be the CEO of the company also. So you can actually have, so these are the plethora of opportunities that you're going to have. Can a normal BCom graduate is going to have this? He may be having it. He may also become a CEO if he starts his own company. But what are the chances? I'll simply now give you a very, very blunt situation, guys. Say I need a person for my finance department. I've got 2 candidates. One candidate who's done is BCom. Another candidate who has done is BCom and CMA or ACCA or CPA. They both are called for the interview. I interview both of them. Finally, you tell me whether I'm going to choose BCom guy or BCom plus CPA or CMA or this one. Let's keep it as my decision. But you think for yourself, who's going to have a better chance of answering all questions? Who you think will have a better chance of clearing the interview or impressing the interviewer? And most importantly, even before that, that's the second stage. The first stage is both of you apply for a job. Who you think the company is going to shortlist for the interview also? Is it the normal BCom, just a BCom individual, or a person with an additional qualification? I'm sure all of you must be already saying this to you. Obviously, sir, the person with additional degree, right? Yes, exactly. That's a fact. And I know many cases, I have live examples where people have actually tried to do certain things. Like, I know a student who, rather 2-3 students who couldn't do their CMA for whatever reason. They discontinued, or they're planning to do it later and all that. But when the job opportunities came, they were not able to get through in the interviews because they were not even given a chance. Even if they were given a chance, the interviewers were very, very biased, or I won't say biased. They were preferring the people who have completed their additional qualification like CMA and all that. So naturally, right, they want somebody who has done that more, so that you're able to recruit them and use them in your company. And by the way, let me also tell you, when you do all these things, you're going to see yourself successful, and the amount of salary that you get is going to be very good, very good. And as of now, I remember a few years back, the trend was the beginners that were getting a salary of around 5 lakh rupees, 4 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. per annum, okay, not per month, per annum. Recently, just about a year or two back, it was 7 lakh rupees. And now these professionals are expected to get about 8 to 9 lakh rupees per annum. Remember, people, this is the kind of opportunities that you're going to get once you complete your programs. And what do the industry expect? As I said, I would expect somebody who's smart, who's dedicated, who is flexible, and most importantly, who is going to have this extra certificate next to his name, because I don't have to really worry about training that person, investment time and energy and money in training that person. After 3-4 months, 6 months of training, he may not be even successful, right? So I don't want to take the chance. Rather, I would take somebody who has done the CMA program or any of these programs and just put them, because they have already got the knowledge. They already have the knowledge, and it's just a question of brushing them with our company process and all that. They're ready. So my humble request to all of you is, please do consider these programs. These are going to be definitely making you a very successful professional, and you will not regret. You will regret if you don't complete this. Okay, guys, let's last one. If you see, I think I love one of these quotes. This is by Tata. I really like this. I want to share this before I wind up, and or rather hand over this to the next gentleman. It's very nice, it's very close to my heart. It says, if you see moon, you see the beauty of God. If you see sun, it's S-U-N, not S-O-N, okay? You see the power of God. If you see the mirror, you see the best creation of God. So you please believe in yourself. Don't give up, people. Don't give up. For God's sake, don't give up. Time is going to be, see, it may be so interesting, so difficult. Most of the people take up these courses because my friend took it. Because, I took up my CA program just because my friend took it. Believe me, I didn't know what a CA is. My friend took it. So that's why I took it. And today, he has not completed CA. I completed because I didn't give up. I was very clear. I'm not going to give up. And I can tell you one thing. I'm not here to scare you all, but reality is, once you take up the program, you're going to say, why the hell, man, I took up this program? That will come. If that kind of a thought comes to your mind, then you are on the right track, people. You are in the right track. I mean it. If that kind of a torture you go through, if that kind of a thought that comes to your mind, that means you are on the right track of success, and you are going to be successful. So guys, don't give up. If you don't take up the program now, you always have time to take up after 5 years, 10 years also, but it'll be too late though. So don't give up. Thank you so much. And please, if at all there are any questions, you can always throw it on the screen, or maybe you can chat later. And now I think I'm going to hand over the session to Shinde sir. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Quite in depth. It gives the complete perspective in terms of the industry outcomes on how a student can look at BCom as a career, what exactly in BCom, what are the various certifications, what are the value adds that they can look forward to. And definitely it gives a thought process for them to see that, yes, this is the kind of job roles that can be made available to them. And as the industry progresses, they can see in terms of how unique it will be for them if they look forward to these certifications to be completed also. It's not just joining a program and then leaving it in lunch. But yes, taking up the certifications is very, very important. And if they do that, they can then get on to the, good takeoff is what we would say. At the end, we as a university always feel that each and every student should, at the end, be an ambassador for the university. So thank you so much for the complete detailed insights. So
I'm sorry that it took a lot of time, sir.
Absolutely no issues. Thank you. So students, while we heard Mr. Suresh Kumar Mani talk about the industry overview to this, let us now hear from the academician, from the senior academicians, especially from Dr. Trupta Shankar, in terms of the academic initiatives. How do we look at this particular program? What is it that is to be offered? And most important, what is the campus life available at DSU? So what do you, sir?
Thank you, Shinde sir. Thank you, Murthy sir, for giving in excellent insights and setting up the context. And I'd also like to thank you, Suresh Kumar Mani sir, for giving a very good admin perspective as far as the industry goes. Today, I will be talking about what SCMS is all about. Is my slide visible, sir?
Yes, sir. It's visible. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, School of Commerce and Management Studies, I want to give you a broad perspective. These are the programs that we are currently running. At the top level, we have the PhD program, the doctoral programs, which is for the postgraduates and for the people who are interested in pursuing research. We have the executive MBAs and the certification programs. These are all for the industry executives who have an experience of more than 5 years, and also certification programs which are primarily into high technology areas. We also have the MBA program. Then we have the BBA program in general digital marketing, BFSI, where BFSI means banking, financial services and insurance, and BBA in retail operations. Then we will also have Bachelor of Commerce, that is BCom General, and BCom ACCA, CMA, CA. So today we will talk in detail about what BCom is all about. In the MBA program, we have various specializations, including supply chain, artificial intelligence, business analytics, HR, FM, marketing management, entrepreneurship, and so on. Coming to the undergraduate programs, broadly we have the BBA and the BCom. In BBA, we have BBA regular, BBA banking, financial services and insurance, and BBA retail operations, and BBA digital marketing. Now, today we are talking of BCom. We will get into each one of them. The overall, we will have a BCom overall overview of what BCom program is all about. In the BCom program, we are trying to impart effective training to students in the domain of finance, accounting, taxation, auditing, and management. This course is developed in such a way that students are prepared for the industry, but at the end of 3 or 4 years, depending upon whether you want to take up graduation or you want to take up a honors degree. We also have internships, project work as a part of the pedagogy. We are going to go in detail in the next few slides. Now, the kind of pedagogy, the course, what you can expect in the entire BCom courses, you will have research-oriented project work, there'll be internship, there'll be industry expert lectures, there'll be student-driven club activities, so that to make learning much more fun. There are also soft skills and placement training programs, so that you are imparted with the specific skill sets to get placed in the industry. There will be industrial visits to get a perspective of what is happening in reality. There are also sports and cultural activities, then value-added course. So we are looking at providing an opportunity for the holistic development of the students. Coming to what are the variants that we have offered in BCom, we have BCom regular program, then we have BCom ACCA, then BCom CMA, and BCom CA. As CA Suresh Kumar Mani has been putting across, while you have an option of undergoing or doing a BCom regular program, it is always advantageous to take up the BCom ACCA, BCom CM, or BCom CMA, or get into BCom CA, because you will end up getting additional certification. That also means that you are better equipped to get jobs. Now, when we are talking of BCom ACCA, it talks about the UK accounting system. ACCA stands for Associate Chartered and Certified Accountants. And CMA talks about Cost and Management Accounting. It is the US accounting standards. And as we all know, CA is about the Indian accounting standard, Chartered Accountants. Now, as far as the ACCA course goes, you will have to be certified as an ACCA accountant. You will have to clear overall 13 papers. Out of that, since we have an integrated program, there will be 6 papers will be exempted. That means you'll have to undergo only 7 papers to be qualified to become an ACCA professional, which is a big thing actually. Okay, so the kind of association that we have is ACCA UK, which allows us to give 6 papers exemption out of total 30. Then we also have CMA certified cost and management accounting, wherein it will ensure that it's again an integrated course, which will, while apart from doing your degree, getting your Bachelor of Commerce, you'll also be the faculty and the trainers will be helping you clear the CMA certification by the end of 3 years or 4 years, depending upon how much time and effort you are ready to put. As Suresh Kumar Mani has been putting across, persistency is the most important quality. If you keep on persisting, if you keep on trying to clear the papers, I'm sure that you'll be able to clear CMA or ACCA, depending upon what choice you pick up. Then we have of course, CMA gives global credibility as a financial professional. You will end up developing industry relevant skills. You can look for very good jobs and career progressions both in India and US. In fact, there are many employers like E&Y and many of the other big four as well. They are looking for students who have opted for BCom ACCA or BCom CMA, irrespective of whether they have cleared all the papers. That is one of the fact that we are observing, that many companies are looking for students who have opted for these courses. While of course they are looking for people who can already looking for people who would have ultimately cleared, but still they give preference to, instead of a regular BCom, they would always look at people who are ready to, who have cleared some papers of the CMA or ACCA. We do also have BCom CA, wherein we provide support training for CA foundation coaching. Now, CA foundation training will be available in the campus. We will be having experts coming and helping a student to undergo the CA. Then it comes to how the teaching is all about. Teaching is done. As far as the papers goes, we do have the case study approach. There will be assignments and mini projects. There will be internship. There will be certification courses, as Dr. Murthy sir has been telling. There will be opportunities to undergo additional certification courses. There will be workshops, seminars, guest lectures. There will also be outbound activities, and there are multiple student-led learning clubs to make the learning more fun. To talk about the quality of faculty and the faculty strength, we have 70+ industry and academic experience with more than 70+ faculty with industry and academic experience. There will be guest lectures, there will be learning club activities, as I mentioned earlier. The clubs that we have broadly are entrepreneurship club, sports club, case study club, business analyst club, marketing strategy club, fintech club, HR club, and so on. We also have a special 24-month industry ready program, wherein we will equip, or rather we will support students to gain communication skills, to improve their leadership skills, analytical skills, problem solving, and collaboration skills, which are all very important to actually do well in the career. And also these become very important at a time of getting a job opportunity. We also have certain value-add programs which you can add up as a part of your, apart from the graduation. We have certificate courses in business analytics, in supply chain management, apart from HR and leadership and business communication. We also have access to more than 17,000 plus online books for the students. We have tied up with Cengage. These are some of the guest lectures, just to give a perspective. Some of the guest lectures that we have had from various professions from the industry. To add up to the career outlook that we can have, the accounting, in finance, in governance, taxation, risk management, and wealth management. These are the broad areas that we core areas that we can look at. And job profiles can be accounting, can be as an accountant, an internal auditor, strategic manager, risk analyst, compliance officer, tax analyst, and so on. And there are other roles, job roles, if you're talking of as financial analyst, finance intern, commercial lender, portfolio manager, and so on, trust manager, cash manager, finance officers, and treasurers. You can look at. Some of the hiring partners are here: Unschool, PayPal, S-Bank, LSE Group, CSB Bank, and so on. There are other hiring partners that we have at earlier: Emphasis, Infosys, TCS, SS Potential, Toyota Auto Insurance, and so on. And ClearTax, Grad, Josh. The highest package has been around 9 lakhs and the average package has been around 4 lakhs. We'll go into some of the student experiences that we have had, some of the snapshots. We have had debate competitions for the students. We also have various other celebrations that keeps on happening on a regular basis. Yoga is taught from a perspective of building up a holistic personality. We also have regular farewell and welcome celebration. There will be talent hunts for the students. There are other opportunities wherein you can interact with you can interact and gain more knowledge. You can also join NSS and serve and get experience. Then we also have a special CSR internships, other cultural activities, games, sports, various sporting activities keep on happening throughout the semester. And there are also annual sporting events that happen at the university level as well at the inter-university level. These are some of the snapshots of the industry visits that we had recently. So overall, the objective is the campus life at SMS is aimed towards building up apart from giving an opportunity to look at learning academically, we also look at giving an opportunity to build up a holistic personality. So thank you for the time. Thank you for all the students for patiently listening to me. Thank you, Shinde sir, for the opportunity.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. I'm sure students, you must have got a clear idea in terms of how Dayanand Sagar University operates. You have a wonderful campus life. You have a lot of engagement, a lot of clubs. One thing that is very, very important is, what is it that, drives you to the classes every day? One is, of course, academic initiatives. Yes, there has to be a lot of serious academic initiatives. But on the lighter side, there also has to be a lot of fun. Has to be a lot of engagement happening between the students, the faculties, the professors, and there should be fun in this learning. And that's why if you see these clubs that have been invented into this particular delivery concept over here, it makes you understand that these clubs are where the out of box or the out of classroom learning happens. And then there are a lot of events activities that takes place. These events and activities, your cultural events, these are places where we look forward to the overall development of the student. When we talk about today careers, when we talk about today you heading towards an industry, we also look forward to developing these skills. One, we call it as people management skills. Second, we talk about team building and exercises. Third, we talk about entrepreneurship development activities, where there are loads of initiatives taken where you can showcase your talent. And this is where today we look at a student showing the interest towards attending his classes daily, because he sees that there are so many fun activities happening. All of them put together today in the right spirit, you will see that the overall development of the student and a fantastic campus life. Both put together, we are sure that if you take this up seriously, nevertheless, you will be able to not only look at jobs, but you'll be able to look at high-paying jobs as a career outcome and as a serious viewership from our side, as a contribution from Dayanand Sagar University towards a career. So one, let me thank the distinguished speakers for today for having taken out time and come across and shared their experience with you. Sincere thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and to the Dean, Mr. Dr. Tupta Shankar, sir, for sharing your thoughts, giving your insights of the department. Very, very useful for the students, because commerce, especially the commerce and the BBA students, they look forward to an equal balance in of course, their studies as well as the other activities that are being conducted over here. We have an equal approach for both of them, and I'm sure the thoughts shared by each one of you will give them the insights and the differentiator between Dayanand Sagar University and the other institutions that are available as a choice. So thank you so much for your time. My sincere thanks to Mr. Suresh Kumar Mani. I understand your busy schedule and your passion towards giving the thought process and sharing your experiences with the students. It actually gives a wonderful opportunity for students to hear you out. So thank you so much for your time. And students, as we talk, we'll also share with you that the credentials in terms of you logging on to the university and filling in your applications. So here it is. These are the details of the availability for the applications. So the program that you see, the program of commerce, the BCom, of course, available with 4 different variants. We have a BCom, which is a regular program. We have a CMA. We have a ACC certification. We also have a BCom with CA that is available. So this particular program is being held at our City Innovation Campus, which is at Kudlugate, Hosur Road. And let me tell you, the new metro line, which is going to pass from the Jayanagar side towards the Electronic City, is going to very much pass from Kudlugate, and the upcoming metro station is not even 100 meters from the campus. So definitely in terms of reachability, if you see, right from Sarjapur to Hosur, right from Koramangala to Indranagar to KR Puram, the Kudlugate campus on Hosur Road is very, very much accessible, and you can look forward to coming down to this campus. The applications are available at dsu.edu.in. Log in, fill in the applications, and we'll have somebody from the university calling you up to give you all the details and to check the eligibility criteria for this. In case you have any queries, you can also call us at 080-4646-1800. The examinations are through. Each one of you, I'm sure, has already got in mind what is it that you're going to expect from the board examination in terms of your results. Based on that, you could get in touch with our university career advisors, and they could help you with the application forms as well as the help to be provided or the information to be provided on the admission side. So thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you soon at the campus, and have a wonderful weekend and stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.